Hi, fourth grade. Here's your reading for the week of April 27th. Mrs. Williams and Miss Boharski posted the story on their Google site. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. I suggest that you have it pulled up on your device and that you follow along with me. Bugs Beware by Kate Kite. One day, my good friend Joe was talking about his plants that eat bugs. When I told Joe that flesh-eating plants sounded sort of scary, he laughed and invited me to make friends with the collection in his greenhouse, all 500 plants. Slowly, very slowly, I stuck my index finger into a green and purple pitcher plant. I wondered why I could feel cool water at the bottom. I had heard that flesh-eating or carnivorous plants eat insects. I waited for the pitcher plant to grab my finger. It didn't. So I took my finger out. The plant hadn't moved. Braver now, I slid my finger around its edge. The edge was covered with little bristly hairs and a sticky, slimy liquid. Yuck! To a fly, moth, ant, or other nectar-eating insect, that sticky liquid smells like sweet and easy meal. Once it lands, the insect slips into the water and can't get out. Pitcher plants don't move, but Venus flytrap plants do. Plus, Joe said proudly, Venus flytraps can count to 2. I had never heard of a plant that could count, not even to 1. But the Venus flytrap has sensitive hairs hidden among its spiny leaf edges. When an insect attracted by the plant's nectar lands on a leaf, the Venus flytrap makes certain it isn't a raindrop or a wind-driven pebble. A raindrop lands only once. A pebble lands only once. But an insect moves and will touch the same hair twice, or 2 different hairs, while walking. Once, twice, within 20 seconds, and whoosh! The spiny leaves snap shut, trapping the insect inside. It will soon become a meal. Long ago, the ancestors of carnivorous plants grew in water-covered areas. The water washed away many of the nutrients the plants needed. To survive, they developed ways to get nutrients from insects. For a plant, even 1 insect is a lot of natural fertilizer. Is that a carnivorous plant too? I asked, pointing to a plant that looked like a small cactus without thorns. Joe invited me to touch the butterwort. I stroked its leaves. They felt like melted butter over fuzz. Joe asked if I wanted to smell the butterwort. It smelled like cheese. Cheese is a protein, and protein-eating insects are tricked into visiting the butterwort. The fuzz I felt was really many tiny bristly hairs, and that buttery, greasy fluid covering the leaves was sticky. It is nature's original flypaper. Some of Joe's butterworts were polka-dotted with tiny black gnats, which would soon be absorbed by the leaves. I was beginning to think carnivorous plants were pretty sneaky, but I didn't say that to Joe. It was easy to see he thought his plants were rather clever. I wanted to know if carnivorous plants come in any other strange shapes. They do. There are bladderworts and mouse traps and lobster plants, but they live in water, so Joe doesn't have any in his greenhouse. As I was leaving the greenhouse, I petted a flycatcher, even though my finger didn't stick to the leaf. I had a feeling I'd already been caught.